Hey, good evening, everybody. We are back for a little bit. All right, so just trying to kill a little time here real quick before I go to work. I've been going through quite a few modules here lately, so kind of need some more here. So didn't order a bunch. I just ordered a few, and I've been trying to do them as I go along, just to make sure that I've got what I need and what have you. But we got some stuff that's going to be coming up here fairly short, and I'm going to need some more modules. But I'm down to what I originally bought. I bought a dozen or so at a time, a couple different times. But the last couple times I've just been kind of buying whatever I could afford out of pocket. So this last time it's just been 3, so I wanted to go ahead and get those knocked out, get those taken care of. But we're going to go ahead and modify a few more of these HP supplies. Got some orders that I've got to get shipped out. And just a lot of things going on right now. So just taking a few minutes, like I said, to modify some of these for some of the upcoming projects. I've only got about 6 left on hand, and then I ordered these 3. And then, as things sell, I'll go ahead and I'll buy and purchase more of these at a time. But I just wanted to get, like I said, some of this taken care of and gone from there. So anyhow, let's go ahead and try to get this going. Open these back up. I was in a situation the other day at work, and I would have loved to have had these at work. Hey, good evening, Bruce. Good evening, Chad. Mr. Carlock. So, yeah, I had a cable that I actually had to repair, and I really wished I would have had these. The bifocals do okay, but I really needed these. So I ordered another set just to have that I'm going to take to my physical job. Just because, well, when you need them, you need them. So we'll get these 3 modified. We'll set them on the shelf. And that way, as we get to the next project here, I'll be able to go ahead and use these without having to stop and modify them. Like I said, I'd love to be able to buy about 20 at a time, but it's very difficult, which it has been after about 3 weeks after these have kind of been brought to light, if you will. And been getting kind of difficult to actually find these at a reasonable price. So, I do have a line on some more at a, realistic price, but the last 2 or 3 orders, I've been paying about $38 a piece for these, and it's still worth it just because of what they are. But like I said, I'd like to be able to buy about 20 at a time. So that's a pretty stiff amount of money. So, we'll just keep going. We'll buy 3 or 4 at a time, or whatever we can, and go to the next. Good evening, Jeremy. Let's see, 201. Good evening to you as well. If you are running them on 220, they're supposed to be rated at 100 amps. Now that's 100 amps at 12 volts is what the original design of these are. And from what I've seen, you can take them all the way up to right at 100 amps, even at 14 volts. It is a little hard on them, but even at that, you're still getting 90, at least 90 amps. You can figure a safe 90 amps per module on 220. If you're using them on 110, 2 modules, you're going to see about 180 amps on 2 modules. on 110, and then you can kind of figure up from that point. But I've been doing the regular modifications where I take the thing. This is one of the things I know Luke had made mention, and it did actually sound very sound, which is to move the temperature probe up inside there a little bit. So I actually have been doing that on all the modules, and it makes the fan kick on just a little bit sooner. There is adjustments, but trying to get all of them exactly the same, because every component's going to heat up just slightly different no matter what you do or what you intend on. So I've been kind of sticking them in there, and then before it's all over with, I'll put a little bit of compound on there, just like what they use here, that thermal glue, and I'll glue that in place when it's all said and done. So, but we're going to go ahead and modify these 3 here. Get that wire there kind of out of my way. Snips. Yeah, usually I set all mine at 14.5. Yeah, 14.6 is still good. With the modification that I do, I can do 14.6 really easy with them if I choose to do so. But I usually shoot for the 14.5 is what I'm after. Yeah, that's running them a little dangerous on these modules. These aren't quite like the megawatt supplies where they're designed, they're designed to go that high. I really don't recommend. I really don't recommend them going over about 14.8. But because you've got 16-volt caps in the front, you do have to remember on that. So you need to stay. You need to stay in that safe zone. Exactly, and that's the reason. That's the reason why I stay at the 14.5 is because it's safe. It's a safe number for your radios. It's a safe number for your power. For your power supply to run. For example, Texas Star. You push those over 15 volts because of the way the biasing circuit is designed on those. You're going to start seeing the amplifiers go up in flames. So that's the reason why I chose to stay at 14.5, and I have for about the last 8 or 9 years. But when you're building something that is independent, for example, like a base, you can play with the voltage, and you can boost the voltage up, but it's in a it's an isolated power supply for that amplifier. Versus this, we're doing essentially a general use. So, like I said, the Texas Stars, they do not like being turned up too far. 14.5, you're still in a good safe zone. 15 volts, I've seen a lot of them come unhinged at 15 volts. So, it's all up to the individual. Like I said, if you're doing a base where you can isolate it, it's a little different. But even at that, I wouldn't run these at no 15 volts in an amplifier, just because, like I said, the front end can only hold so many volts on those capacitors before those capacitors let loose. But that's where, if you're wanting to turn the voltage up, that's where your megawatts are going to shine. Make sure which ones I've got here. These are the 15K. So these are going to go on the variable. So With a little hemostats out here. Switch glasses. To keep up with the Joneses, yeah. Yeah, like I said, it all depends on how the amplifier is built. But like I said, you know, in a base, in a base configuration, you know, you can control the variables in there. You know, as far as, you know, where you're using the different voltages and aspects on it. You know, you're also putting in, you know, small dB pad attenuation and things like that for, you know, if you're looking to achieve a certain thing and still get the output power. It takes very little effort to get the boxes up and going at that point. You know, there's good and bad in everything we do. You know, every modification that we make, every change we do, you know, there's always something that's going to be, you know, something that you have to, you know, make a, you know, make a change in. So let's see if we can get you down in here, guys. Find a remote for this. Zoom in a little bit more. I keep setting that remote down in a different location instead of putting it back exactly in the same place every time. I don't see the remote to be able to zoom in. So and just like everybody else, you'll see, you know, we get a lot of builders that come in here that talk back and forth with each other. So, you know, that's great. I definitely want to give my hands, you know, give a warm hand to Chad, who has also been supporting us. You know, of course, I try to do the same also with my friends. Because we've all learned something from each other. It's just like I modify mine just slightly different than some of the other people. So I actually have to, I've got an order started. I just don't quite have enough to place an order because the only major thing that I've got on them is resistors and a couple of other things, but they're out of stock where I normally order my resistors at. They're out of stock on a couple of the other items. So I'm hoping that I've got enough to get by on my 8th watt resistors. I don't normally keep a lot of 8th watt resistors on hand, but with the modifications that we've been doing here, the 8th watt resistors work out so much easier. Save it down in there like so. And I'm hoping I can see what I did with that crazy remote. Like I said, I'd like to set it up to where you guys can see a little bit better, but zoom in. I have moved it someplace and I don't know where. Aha. Here in about 3 weeks, I've actually got a computer tech that's going to be coming in to see me. So we stay under 16. Yeah, definitely. What, three maids in there? Well, good evening, three maid. And this conical tip's pretty long, so I have to turn it up just a little bit hotter than most of them. But it makes it easier to get in here to do the modifications that's needed for the power supply. So I'll go back and I'll set the voltage. Once I get all these modified, I'll set the voltages on these. And then what I've been doing for my jumper, instead of making little wires, where I have a plethora of these, because it's the same thing, since they will turn on at 1,000 ohms. I've been just taking 1 ohm resistors on the last several of them. I think I've got 8 more that's still modified with the regular jumpers, but the rest of these I have been slowly moving over to just using a resistor. It's easier than stripping a piece of wire back. So we'll go to the next one. But yeah, didn't have anything major going on today. Like I said, just trying to get all the other stuff taken care of and stuff shipped out. And I kind of wanted to get in here and spend a few minutes with you guys out here in the shop. If I can get that camera. There we go. This is the one thing that I like better about like the megawatts or some of the others is I don't have to. I don't have to go through the modification factor. I like to just be able to use the parts and be done with it. Well, since I know both of you guys are on there, Chad and Three Made, did you guys get your packages I sent out to you? You're gonna have to rob a dentist. Yeah, Chad will hold you down and I'll pull it. We'll meet up at Chad's place. That way I don't have to clean up the mess. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil the surprise. I just wanted to know whether or not you guys both got yours. Yep. But yeah, I sent different things to both of you. I mean, some things are the same and some things are different. So when you guys do open them, it's kind of tailored based on the individual, and some of, not that any of you really need anything, but I thought maybe you guys would enjoy one of the gifts that I sent you. But it's all useful stuff. And I promise there is no gag gift. Even though Three Mate, I know that he supports Biden and all that he does. I know he loves Biden. He promotes him. Just kidding, Three. Yeah. Oh God. I don't think so. Well, I wouldn't have even shot that low on you, Three. Come on, get in there. Okay. Let's just go ahead and put that little jumper in there real quick. Yeah, I got to work tonight. I'll be, yeah, matter of fact, it is that time. So I'll get this resistor soldered in place and I've got to stop, guys. I'll finish up the modification when I get home. Yeah, I had several messages and calls as soon as I got up this morning, so tried to get everybody taken care of there first. So I kind of cut my time short here with you guys tonight. But anyways, got that taken care of there. So we'll go to the next stage. I'll finish this one up as soon as I get home from work, and we will catch you guys on the next live feed. So if you guys enjoy the stuff that we do here, please hit the like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, we'd appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next live feed. All right, guys, take care. God bless. Have a great evening.